Hey guys, this is McIntyre Productions. We have a lot of news to cover because of the newly revealed Zelda Wii U. So I'm going to do a more in-depth analysis on next Monday where the next episode of Zelda News is going to be at. But I'm going to do a quick analysis of what I've catched in this trailer. So as you probably may have seen before this particular snippet came out, EJ Numa was mainly going on how that he really liked the elements from both the original Legend of Zelda in terms of exploration and Wind Waker and also in terms of exploration. And as you can see from his background, he really emphasized exploration more than anything else. Link riding Epona is in the distance, and a creature that looks kind of like an Igor, but kind of like a spider-eyed version of an Igor, appears and attacks Link and Epona through this field. And he kind of comes up right there and he's going to shoot off these lasers, and I'm actually pretty captivated by the graphics and the art style so far. So it is kind of a mixture of a Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword art style. And over here we go to our first kind of analysis right here. I'm not really sure what the statue particularly is. It kind of reminds me of some of the statues you would see in the Fire Temple or some of the Goron statues you would see. It may not be actually that. It kind of looks like an eagle now that I think about it. I'm assuming there are going to be more statues like that in the game. Maybe it'll be emphasized, maybe it won't. And here we go to another close-up right here, which is Link and Epona's personal gear. And as you may have noticed, Epona doesn't have that white hair that you would traditionally see Epona has. Epona has like a brown, black-haired horse. Also, there seems to be a strong emphasis on archery in this game. You can see his quiver riding right next to Link. Perhaps this game will center around the bow and arrow. You would see in Skyward Sword, for example, it would center around the sword. Perhaps this could be a clue on the title of the game. Maybe it has something to do with an actual bow and arrow. Also, his wardrobe seems to be very different for this time around. It's more of a bluish kind of villager kind of way going on. Also, he takes off his cloak right there, and this strange sort of insignia comes around. I haven't seen this insignia before. I'm assuming it's a new one. I'm not particularly sure. It looks like a modified Hyrulean crest or something along those lines. And I'm assuming we're going to probably see more about it in the future. And this monster definitely looks like some sort of a spider-eyed Igor or something along those lines. And Link is about to shoot a couple, I'm assuming, bomb arrows at first. And then right here he pulls up a special kind of arrow from this little box. And this game looks very, I don't think it looks futuristic, but definitely there's going to be emphasis on technology, I'm guessing. And he pulls out a special type of arrow right there. It wasn't the normal types he was previously using. And then now he whips out that special arrow, and here's a close-up of that Igor type monster, and it looks like his eye, and he appears to be kind of a hybrid of a regular monster and whatever else he has. And over here is a close-up of that special kind of arrow. At first it looks like a traditional bomb arrow or something like that. Then a bit of a technological aspect happens here. It kind of glows off and it becomes some new type of arrow. Again, there's a lot of emphasis in archery this time around. And there is the new look of Link, which I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I actually really like this particular model of Link, despite what others say. Oh, there's one thing I want to point out. These gauntlets look strangely familiar to some of the Gyarados gauntlets you would see. And I'll put up a couple examples soon enough, but I've seen those gauntlets before, and I've seen Ganondorf and some of the Gyarados wear it before. Here's another example of Ganondorf. You would see on some of his wrists a kind of similar kind of gauntlets he has. Perhaps that doesn't really mean anything, but that's one thing I did notice from his gauntlets. Maybe it has something to do with the Gyarados, maybe it won't. And a 2015 release is definitely in order here. Sorry if I sound a bit too anxious, but I kind of had a long day. And I was actually pleasantly surprised by E3. I was kind of expecting a longer trailer, but then again, Skyward Sword was kind of revealed by a similar means, but I think Skyward Sword is a bit longer. But anyways, I'm actually very pleasantly surprised, and actually I'm very anxious about Zelda Wii U. I'm actually really quite excited. And I'll give a more in-depth analysis next week on next week's episode of Zelda News, episode 27, so we have that to look forward to. Also, if you caught anything I didn't, then comment below and let me know. Till then, this has been McIntyre Productions.